began that we need to do. 26 is going to be a year 26 is going to be a year urgent. We're going to compare, right? Ready. If you if you're ready. Is my audio fine? Hello? Now? Hello? Am I now audible? Great. So yeah, I can see that I'm now audible. So yeah, let's now get into um right. So like I said, 2026 is gonna be a year of reliable agent, right? We've seen tremendous change in 2025 about the introduction of agents, right? So I'm gonna guide you, help you to understand what an agent is, what it does, and how you can capitalize your year effectively in 2026. So maybe you're someone who's fascinated about AI. You want to know what is happening in the AI field. How can I invest myself into this field, right? There was so much of a hyper syndrome around AI. We've seen it everywhere in every sector. And many people, they are afraid if AI is going to take their jobs. Well, the only way you're going to be here so that out to prepare yourself for that, right? What does this mean? It means that you need to be always ahead of your game. What you see now, you should have already tried to imagine, right? Before before that time. You get what I'm saying? So you are of yourself. So that's why we are here. We want to so everything that I'm gonna tell you today is gonna be authentic, right? Something that you must listen to, and that this is gonna be that your life to transform your. How can I transform my education? How can I increase my artificial intelligence skills? Right? Because this is very important. The world, right? That's how it is. The world is evolving. Do not take the world that open, right? So, I want us to go over this to give you. We have moved from AI. AI is billions field that you can call field. that you can co-worker. You get what I'm saying? So it's very important that you understand that 2026 for you, you need to build knowledge on how you can use AI to be a co-worker, not to be just a tool, which means that you need to work hand in hand with AI, right? It is to solve certain problems that you're facing. It is to work in ways that you are, or in a place that you are not available, right? You need to create your own customized agents that can work in your business, update your study area, right? So I'm gonna show you tools that you need to customize wherever you are, either you're a student, either you're a businessman, either you are a CEO, either you are an employee. 26. So before I get into the uh the presentation, I want you to lessons every week so that you won't miss this. Right. So let's get into it. So number one, what you need to know is this. From December 2024, in what are reliable agents? These are AI or large language models that would have been connected to different tools, right? And then from those tools, they have a thinking capacity that is up to 17 times the human speed. So imagine having such an agent in your business, how it can improve your business, how it can improve your work area, how it can improve your life as a student. You get it? Right. So this is what I want you to see right here. You see this diagram or this chart, right? This is what called the reliability crossover. This graph tells the story of the year, this year, that by April 2026, we hit the what called the crossover threshold. This is where AI, right, is gonna meet. This way AI is gonna meet human capability, right? So you can see that by December, we focused 100,000 reliable agents where AI reliability meets capacity, right? So by December, about 100,000 reliable agent copies now think 17 times more than a standard human speed, right? The era of the unreliable agent is ending. We've entered into a new era where AI is now thinking like a human in other domains, right? In other domains, AI is much good. It's so good in repeating tasks, right? So you might be in a company that you're working for, and you are working with repetitive tasks, right? These agents are able and capable to make work easier. Just for example, maybe you're replying emails every day, thousands and thousands of emails. AI now can learn your writing, learn your your vocabulary, It can now learn you as an individual, right? Using machine learning, right? After it learns you as an individual, it begins to act like you. So you can create a what's called a digital twin in your business, right? That can answer calls, that can answer calls, number one, right? That can reply emails, right? Not just replying in a way that robotic sense. No, AI is now advanced in a way that it now is now able to do advanced language processing, where it's now able to reply even in text, right, with a standard human tone, with a standard human tone. Isn't this amazing? So we're going to see this trajectory continuing to rise, right? So you can see that this is our prediction. 2025, right? To some, they've said that it was a year of agents, right? But 2026 for me is going to be a year of reliable agents, not just agents, but agents that now think, that are now more intelligent, that are now able to work with multi tools, right? And this is going to happen, right? And the major battle is going to be between China and USA. Right now, USA is the giant in the field because about 65% of AI companies, major recognizable AI companies, are from USA, right? They are from USA, right? So right now, USA is a greater chunk, but we have seen China kicking in by the introduction of DeepSeek, right? That actually changed a lot of things as far as the models were concerned, the thinking model, the reasoning models were concerned, right? So we're going to see that the main debate is going to be China and USA. But you and me might not be in China, right? You and me might not be in USA. But we cannot just sit around and do nothing. No, right? We need to take advantage of what we know and build our own agents, right? That can improve our workspace, improve everything that is surrounding us. You get what I'm saying? So this is very important. This is very, very, very important, right? AI is not only for China or USA. Yes, you might not be in the infrastructure level of building these sophisticated AI large language models, right? But we now in an era of open source AI, right? DeepSeek introduced open source, which means now if you go on a Hugging Face, you are now able to meet so many open source models that you can fine tune, right? That you can run on your PC, some of them with uh, low parameters, they can run on your mobile phone, right? So the world has put tools in our hands, right? And we already know that's where the future is going. That's where the future is going, right? It's just like we are in 2008, 2007, right? Where there is a prediction of an increase in the use of um, uh, an increase in the uh, value of social media, right? So you creating an account, someone who created the account maybe in 2008 on YouTube and has been working on that account, right now they are earning a living, right? So we are in that same book. The plane is about to take off. But the question is, are you going to take off with it or are you going to remain? Right? Yes, it is risky and it requires a lot of sacrifice. You need to pull a lot of strings, right? You might be already in your job and you're already busy, but you should yet find time to build these skills. You get what I'm saying? So, take note of this. This year, the year of 2026, is going to be a year of reliable agents, right? It's going to be very easy to create these agents as we're going to progress with the year, right? But even no matter how easy it is, some people they just don't want to commit to it, right? Why? Because they've already set their minds that this is complicated. But if you're listening to me now, this is the time to build. This is the time to build. Wherever you are, know that this is the time to build. Building solutions. There are a lot of opportunities in the AI field. All you need is to pick up a pain point and build, right? We have now these intelligent agents for coding, vibe coding. All you need is to solve a particular problem. Are we together? All right. So I want you to look at this difference. 2024 versus 2026. What is happening? 2024, right? Mindset was that AI is a tool, right? So you'd see people would go on ChatGPT asking questions, using prompts and AI answers, right? So AI was acting as just an ordinary, um, an ordinary database of knowledge, right? But 2025 now changed a lot of things by the introduction of the MCPs from Anthropic, right? All those things, they actually changed the mindset, right? So but this was not quite clear to a lot of people. A lot of people are still here, but you cannot gain profit if you are playing here, right? Because there is no much of a value because you are still the one doing most of the work. You are getting knowledge, right? But you are still the one who needs to execute that knowledge. So the value of this side is quite low as compared to the value of this side. So 2026, the value of AI is going to be so high. Why? Because AI is no longer just a tool, but is now a co-worker. What does it mean? User directs, AI plans and execute. You get what I'm saying? So AI now is able to execute certain instructions, do certain work, execute that work, help you to plan effectively and accordingly, and brings results that are accurate, or nearly accurate, right? Which is something that could have maybe taken you years or months, right? For example, now you now have tools that can do deep research, agents that can do deep research. People would spend months and months doing deep research. You see? So now you can see that's a very important evidence of how AI is shifting things and how you need to set your mind in 2026. Don't look at AI as a tool. You have a mindset of saying, how can I turn AI to be my partner? You know what I'm saying? My business, as an employee, as an employer, all of those things. You need that information. You need that. And it's very important to take note of that. So, listen to me. The future isn't about replacing humans. And most of us are very worried about the replacement theory, right? But this is the truth that AI is here to amplify. It's about amplifying them, amplifying your effectivity in your work, right? So don't look at it, because once you look at it as AI is going to replace me, is going to take away my work, there's going to be a problem because you're going to be afraid. You're going to fear AI to the extent that you won't be able to be in a position to innovate anything. And that's the problem. So you need to have a mindset of knowing that this AI is going to be a co-worker. I'm going to work with it. I'm going to work with it, and I'm going to make sure that I gain value out of it. You know what I'm saying? So that is something that is very important. So AI has moved from just being an instrument to a partner. You need to believe that. You need to stop treating AI as a tool. Start treating it as a co-worker. The 2024 mindset was prompt and answer, prompt and answer, prompt and answer, right? But the 2026 mindset is direct and verify. You are like the manager, and you now have workers for you that are agents. So all you need to do is to direct and verify. Is the work done accurately? Is the work done accurately? Right? So that's the mindset that you need to have, right? Creating this network of nodes, building multi-agentic systems, and becoming a manager. So you have seen this drastic difference between 2024 mindset and 2026 mindset. So I wonder where you are standing. Where are you standing? Are you in the 2024 mindset, or you are in the 2025 mindset? Right? Share it in the comments. Share it with me in the comments. Right? So which mindset do you have? 2024 mindset or the 2026 mindset? I'm very disappointed that most of us are still logged in the 2024 mindset. We are still seeing AI as just a basic tool, right? And those that will understand that AI is not just a tool are going to be far ahead in terms of business, in terms of marketing, in terms of business, in terms of research, in terms of studying, in terms of effectiveness as an individual, right? So you have a mindset that AI is there to amplify my work. How can I give AI an opportunity to amplify my work as a teacher, as a CEO, as a salesman? How can I use that opportunity of AI to amplify my work? You get what I'm saying? So let's now move to the next slide. Right. So this is what I want you to get as far as 2026 is concerned. This is my 2026 model landscape. Right? What is happening here? So there are three pillars. So three pillars define this new landscape. Number one, repository intelligence. So this is more to those that are in programming, right? Understanding of full code history. We are seeing it in agents like Cursor, Replit, Windsurf, right? That these models, they have gained enough intelligence to understand the entire history and the context of a whole code base, not just isolated snippets. No, if you just um, if you just create an account on Cursor, right? Just create an account on Cursor, use those 7 days of free trial, create something, build something, right? Because the best way of learning something is through building. If you're not building, it's going to be hard to learn, right? So these coding tools, Cursor, Replit, Lovable, Bold, and many other, they are tools. They were tools that have changed to become partners. They are now partnering with software developers, software engineers, computer scientists to build sophisticated softwares to solve world solutions, right? And truly, it is not rocket science. These companies are trying by all means that it becomes as easy as possible, right, to transform an idea, right, to a project. This is just so amazing because we would see, you know, 10 years ago, it would take time for a software idea to actually become tested. But now, because of these tools that are now in place, you are now able to test these ideas using prototypes. You can create a prototype within a day using Gemini Studio AI, right? Quickly, you can design, right? If you're a UI, if you're a front end designer, all those things can just happen in minutes, right? So that's number one. So now AI understands the entire history and the context of code base, not just isolated snippets. So in coding, agentic coding, AI has taken off tremendously, tremendously. It has this so well, done this so well. The second pillar is multimodal frequency, or sorry, fluency. Why is this important? Right. We have seen the digitalization and globalization, right? We have seen this, the globalization and digitalization um, of the world via via the internet, right? So even though we were able to connect each other via the internet, there is been one problem, and that problem is language. So there was a language barrier. There was a language barrier, right? So now AI comes in, breaks down that that barrier, breaks it down, breaks the barrier, and then it gives multimodal, multilingual models. So you can now process your text, your audio, your videos, your images, right, in any languages, which means you now have the capacity to build applications, build software systems that can even touch more people than before, right? So this is a part of the multi-modal fluency, right? Text, audio, video, image coming from a single stream, right? Which is quite a game changer, guys. It's quite a game changer. Then number three is agentic reasoning. So agentic reasoning now, models, they are now becoming autonomous, which means they can execute multiple step plans without hand holding. All you need is to direct and verify and leave AI to do the rest, right? Once you just do that, you're going to see that your life is going to be very easy, extremely easy, all right? So I've broken down how different individuals can use AI. I've just broken it down for you guys. So if you're a student, you don't rely on one bot. You need to build a toolkit, right? Because these AIs, they have different functionality and specifications. You get it? So there are those AI that are good at being a tutor, like ChatGPT, Gemini, right? They they use uh use cases. You can use use cases whereby Gemini can be a tutor, right? Either in text, either in conversational AI using text to speech, speech to text, right? And now even Gemini AI now provides what you call Gemini Live. So now you can have video, visuals, and you can learn anything. So you need a tutor in your toolkit, right? So that can be ChatGPT, Gemini, right? XAI, Grok, all of those can work. Apart of the tutor, you also need this one, the librarian, right? So this goes to look deeply into websites and understand deeply, do ground research, cite sources for you, and especially Notebook LM can create podcast videos, audios. Isn't this amazing? So you need one, the tutor, the librarian, you need the solver, right? So there are applications or models like PhotoMath, where you can take a picture of a mathematical problem and then it solves for you. And then you need the hub. So the hub, it is the one that is going to join everything into one. It solves everything into one. Get it? Very important. Very important. So you can use the Fellow AI. Fellow AI, it is famous on forming aggregation of models in one platform. It means your ChatGPT, your Claude, your Gemini, all those AI will be in a single platform under one interface. So this is a toolkit you need to build as a student. Right. What about as a digital co-worker in an enterprise? Right? Number one, AI is there to improve your customer experience, right? Handling complex multi-chain dispute, right? While reduce cost by 30 to 50%. So, because of its intelligence in natural language processing, you can see now that customer experience is now improved and is now cheaper, right? Because you can now create aids that would have cost you maybe $500, right? You can now use these AI tools to boost your customer service. You get it? So, number one, customer experience. Number two, predictive operations, right? Predicting equipment failure before it happens using guided algorithm of AI, right? Right? Then number three, dynamic pricing, real-time adjustment based on demand and competitor stock. You are now able to analyze the stock market, your competitor stocks, all those things using web scrape, right? And all that information is very important as far as to dynamic pricing is concerned. And lastly, AI is going to take part in healthcare. Diagnostic orchestrators solving complex cases with greater than 85 accuracy. One of the fields that's going to be transformed by artificial intelligence is the healthcare system, which is extremely, extremely important, right? So you need to always take note of that one, right? So how do you build an agentic